Hello, welcome back to another episode of my Decades Challenge. We are now on episode 3. Oh my goodness, I hope you're ready for more illness because we are in for a ride. So the family here is a little bit smaller than we had started off with last episode. However, it's Winterfest, which is pretty exciting. I decided to actually give them a tree because we've got like 2 toddlers, and so I was like, yeah, we'll maybe be able to afford a gift for the kids. Like, it makes total sense, you know? But then we only have 3 simoleons left. So that's not exactly my greatest idea when it comes to financial planning, although this probably doesn't surprise you considering the fact that this family literally never has money. But we have our firstborn, Winthrop, secondborn or thirdborn, John. And then we've got little Ildibad, who is currently a baby. Adric is miserable as usual. He does help out with the kids a good deal, mostly because there's like a lot of them, and honestly, we kind of need it. And so he is taking care of little John here, being a good dad, actually feeding him, doing a little bit of cooking. Oh, great, the water company is now shut off our water. I still need to figure that out. I know a lot of you guys suggested how to get around the whole water situation by like harvesting water from the pond. We're going to test that out next episode, but thank you so much for your feedback. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of this tree because we can't afford to pay anything. And if we can't afford to pay any of our bills, we don't have water or electricity. So that's going to be a bit of a problem. So let's go ahead and see if we can pay that as we can. How much do we owe? Oh my god, this is so much money. Unfortunately, our dear pregnant Briar has a little bit of an accident, so that's not exactly great for her. She's a little ashamed of herself, but like, you know what? You're pregnant in the 1300s, like, you take what you get, and that involves taking quite a lot of lumps, if we're being honest. So I think maybe we're gonna have to go around and start selling some of the decor. Like, we don't have a lot of decor, but we've got a couple of rocks and maybe a bush or 2. I don't want to sell the main decor like in the front of the house because I spent a lot of time on it and I want it to look cute, you know? But we're going to see what we can do in the meantime. It is also Ildibad's birthday. I'm so excited. So he ages up and he actually gets the independent trait, which is fantastic. That means he's going to be such an easy toddler. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I mean, you never quite know in this game, but like, we can hope, right? Like, we can definitely give it a go. And I think he's actually really cute. I'm surprised at how many redheads we're getting, but here I go with his green eyes. I decided to give him a little bit longer hair just so we can differentiate him from his brother. And I was thinking like a more gingery orange for him, whereas his brother has this like deeper auburn red. It's really pretty, but I like a little bit of variation, you know? Look how adorable he is in his little outfit. He's a little pouty, but oh my gosh, he's cute. So Adric is gonna give him a little sandwich and he can initiate into the family as a toddler that way. Unfortunately, Adric is still super miserable. I know you guys suggested that his fun might be tanking because we have him actually like doing mechanical stuff around the house. I've kept an eye on his fun meter when he's repairing things, and it's not significant enough that I think it would make his fun as low as it is. I'm honestly not entirely sure what the problem is here, and so we're still kind of working that out. Now, Father Christmas does arrive because we have a fireplace, and does he like not work for any of you guys either? Because I have the worst time trying to get Father Christmas to actually give my toddlers toys. Like, I just want them to get a gift, and I just kept spamming the interaction to ask for a present like the entire time he was there, and he never gave little Ildibad a gift, which is unfortunate because that's the only way that they can afford to get gifts at the moment. But okay, I guess we're just gonna have some very disappointed toddlers. Although, you know what? Like, they're toddlers. Do they fully understand the grasp of Christmas or Winterfest? I mean, Okay, toddlers in real life are like obsessed with Christmas. So unfortunately, Briar gives him a little hug to, you know, appease him for the fact that he didn't get any gifts. But she's really struggling. Everyone is kind of sad all the time. I think we are still mourning the loss of Melba. 1306 arrives with a nice crisp snowfall and the birth of another baby. So exciting to have a little winter baby. I can't wait to see what it is. The family has definitely felt a hole in itself after Melba's loss, and so we're kind of hoping that this will pan out. It's another girl. We name her Aureliana, and I'm happy it's another girl because we've got so many boys, and like, I don't know, we gotta have a good mix, right? And so precious. She's so excited. Now, I am an idiot, and I leave the bassinet in the toddler's room in the nursery, and we should really have that bassinet in the parents' bedroom because oh my god, it's an actual nightmare. And of course the kids are also kind of proper little nightmares because there are so many of them and they can just get away with stuff, but like they're cute little nightmares. I mean, look at these two, they're so cute. They're eating together on the hay bench in the living room. And we're actually also suffering with the blonde hair glitch that I've seen in Claire's videos, but I don't know if this is something that affects everyone or if this is just an Alpha CC issue. I don't know what's going on. Also, this fox is stealing eggs, and I thought that I had fixed this because you guys told me to like lock the gate, and I did. The gate is locked and the fox is still getting in. I don't know how this is happening. I don't know how to fix it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna figure it out. We'll figure it out. Meanwhile, the kids are just properly destroying everything at this point. I mean, they basically run the house. The house is also in disarray literally most of the time, and they have, to be fair, the kids have 2 toys and there's 3 toddlers. So, I mean, one toddler is always going to be left with idle hands, and that's never a good sign. Also, the priest is now dating, which is like, you know, good on him. Get yourself a honey and have some kids that can be friends with our kids. It'll be great. I support this. And of course, here we are. The poor little baby is waking up all of the toddlers, and I don't fix this until the end of the episode. Why did I not fix this the first time it happened? I don't know. I really don't know. I guess I felt like realistically they would just keep everyone in the nursery, but like, okay, maybe they didn't have theories about like rooming in and everything at this point, but you know, it was not the best call on my part because literally the entire family is now awake and all 3 toddlers are crying and screaming and no one is happy. Oh, it's so bad. It is so bad. These poor kids, they're also stinky and they need baths, and it's literally like 7 a.m. and we're already just giving all of the toddlers baths because no one is happy. And you know, like with babies and toddlers, like they do always say that water can like settle them down and calm them down and stuff, although it doesn't exactly look as though Briar is in the mood to calm them down. Winthrop is destroying the cabinets in the kitchen. He's a little high maintenance. Like, seriously, another fox situation? How are the chickens getting out of there? How is this happening? Also, you go, Rooster. You kick that fox's butt. For sure. Good on you. Protect your home. Unfortunately, Briar is currently sick. She is struggling quite a bit. But there's still work to be done around the house, and unfortunately, she just can't really get around doing that. So, ill with a fever and everything, she is doing her laundry, and she also makes a stop out to the market. Now, I thought I had fixed the outfits for everyone who worked at these market stalls, but apparently I have not, and The Sims 4 likes to make your life challenging when it comes to historical accuracy and consistency. But that's okay. We've got to buy some milk. We've got to buy some produce. I want to try and plant some things again because I'm going to add the lot trait for like better gardens or whatever it is. Someone recommended that to me in the comments beforehand, so I want to give that a go. Although I'm not optimistic. I still think there's a mod that I have in there that is breaking my gardening crops, but oh no, you're getting a cold. That's unfortunate. We're not going to the Spice Festival with you. I'm sorry. There are going to be so many unwashed Sims, and everyone is sick already enough. We do not need more of that. And little Eldabad goes outside to greet his father. His father has been going out to work every day. Adric only makes about 40 simoleons a day and isn't really in a position to get a promotion. So we really are struggling quite a lot with money at the moment, and gosh, this family is just, they are struggling. However, it's Winthrop's birthday. He's aging up into a child. I can't wait. I'm so excited to actually have a child, a functioning, independent child who can get himself a meal all on his own. I mean, a quick meal, but like, we'll take it, right? So we're gonna randomize. Oh, he's a genius. Well, let's definitely go ahead and give him the mental trait to go along with that. Wow, he aged up super well. That's actually impressive. So let's go ahead and historicize him up into some proper 1300s garb. I do a little bit of face details. All of these kids are getting freckles because I just think it's adorable, and their dad has a couple freckles. It's sort of hard to tell because he has such tan skin anyway, but yeah, he's gonna get a couple little freckles. And look how cute he is. I give him this like kind of swooped back hair, just like pushed out of the way, you know. He has very like fierce eyes, which I kind of love, but I think he's adorable. He's honestly like he's a much better kid than he was a toddler. Like, he was very rambunctious as a toddler, probably because he had the independent trait, but as a child, he's like doing his homework, he's like sitting, he's calm. It's really, really nice to see, and I hope that continues throughout the rest of his life, however long that is. And his father is doing a good deal of maintenance around the house. This sink breaks probably every 2 to 3 days, which is not ideal. However, we suffer through it nonetheless. The toddlers are in need of a lot of attention socially, but the parents are usually pretty busy in the house, and so they get a little bit of affection from each other, which is really cute. It's nice to see that all of the boys are really friends with each other, and hopefully eventually we'll have another daughter for Aureliana to be close with as well. Briar still does a lot of her knitting around the house. Now, I know a lot of you guys suggest, are you serious? Is a fox dying? I don't play with animals in The Sims 2 or The Sims 4 because it makes me too sad when they die. And now I'm being forced to see foxes die that I don't even own? I'm sorry, I'm getting... It's fine. It's totally fine. I feel great about this. Also, Winthrop is now sick. Again, he has a fever just like his mom has a fever. So that's going well. But I know some of you guys had suggested to use the embroidery hoops. I felt like the embroidery hoops were perhaps a little too like 17th, 18th, 19th century. So I think for now, we're gonna focus on like some crude knitting, and we will get to that a little bit later in the decades, which will take us a while because we're like, what, 1306? We've got some time. Unfortunately, because of the mortality rates, Winthrop is struggling with a fatal disease. He's feeling very feverish, very ill. He doesn't necessarily know that he's going to die because he just doesn't, you never know in this era. However, it's very apparent to the whole family that he is very sick and very ill, and something is gravely wrong with him. The toddlers don't quite know what's going on, which is probably for the best because they're very close. However, the parents are still getting a few reprieves in the moments they can, like playing in mud puddles and stuff like that. Unfortunately, they're going to be suffering another loss very soon. And in the meantime, Winthrop is spending a lot of time with his brothers while he can. And I think this is good because the boys will have memories of Winthrop as they grow up. And I really like that mentality, the kind of like memory system we're building in for them, since, you know, The Sims 4 doesn't really have a proper memory system. We were just talking about that in the Discord. If you've never played The Sims 2, The Sims 2 has a functioning memory system that is fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. Unfortunately, we're still repairing things in the house, and I've mostly just been selling some of those plumbing pieces, but Adric is spending a lot of time with his son. He is pretty aware that his son is gravely ill and probably is not going to survive, and so he's spending as much time with him as he can, and it's really cute to see them actually like interact a lot, because Adric has been a little bit of a distant parent with the kiddos. He's been kind of uninvolved. He helps out when he can, but like mostly they don't have a super high relationship with him, whereas all of the kids have like best friend status with their mom. And here he is eating some edamame by his siblings. He just wants to spend as much time with his brothers as he can, which is just like, it breaks my heart. But I know I have to do it. I don't know. It's hard because like in The Sims 2, I feel like you don't get quite as attached to your Sims because, well, I play with the original time frame or timeline and things happen really, really quickly. However, I've been playing with these Sims for like 3 times as long already in The Sims 4, so it's a bit tough, whereas in The Sims 2 with the mortality rates, I'm just like, death, death, death to all. It's a little dramatic. And he's even playing with a little Aureliana, which is adorable. I forgot that children can actually interact with babies. Like, I love that that's an option because I do know in the other Sims games you can't, like, the kids can't really interact with the babies. Actually, I don't know if that's true for The Sims 3. I haven't played The Sims 3 in quite some time, so maybe take that with a grain of salt. However, he is feeling really miserable. I want him to give his mom a hug. See, you can actually tell, like, their relationship meter is completely full. So he gives his mom a hug. He thanks her for, like, taking care of him and stuff while he's been sick. And she's actually pretty sick too. I'm really hoping it clears up though, because like, I don't want to lose Briar as well. Like we're gonna lose so many Sims already. Like, I don't want that to happen. Plus, I feel like we need more Sims to offset the terrible mortality rates that we are having this generation. And I know he's sick and he probably shouldn't be the one who is actually like cleaning up the entire house, but his needs are like high and there's nothing else to do with him. He does take a nap, he kind of passes out, and unfortunately this is going to be his last nap, and while the rest of his family is asleep, he does pass away. Although his mom wakes up to feed the baby and of course is going to see her son pass away. It glitches a little bit. I still haven't quite figured out that yet, but this is as close as we can get at the moment to an effective child mortality. So we take his tombstone. Of course, we still can't afford interment rates at the church, and so he gets another backyard burial right next to his sister Melba. And Winthrop and Melba were pretty close. They were fairly close in age comparatively to the other kiddos, and so yeah, on the bright side, we do have another baby on the way. So with death, there is also still life. And of course, Briar feels a little conflicted about it. She's excited, but she's also really disappointed because she knows that Winthrop would have made a great big brother to this new child they're bringing into the world. It's really quite sad. (1307) arrives, and with it we bake some milk bread because for once we actually have milk in the fridge. It's not something we stock very often, and it's time, it's spring again, so it's time to start working in the gardens. Briar is still sick. She has been sick for so long. I don't understand how she's been this sick for this long. Like, look at her. She's a mess. She's absolutely miserable, but she's taking care of the chickens nonetheless, while her husband fixes the clothesline and starts to harvest some of the mushrooms. And unfortunately, she has to continue working on the laundry as well, which is really hard labor in this era. I mean, you are doing all of that washing with your upper body strength. Can you imagine doing it sick as well? John is a pretty well-adjusted child, although he goes from like happy to miserable very, very quickly. I think his emotions are a little bit out of whack. Is this a different sickness? How many sicknesses do you have at once, Briar? Do I have like multiple sickness systems happening? Unfortunately, Adric goes to work literally miserable, and there's not a whole lot we can do about it, but you know what? That's okay. The toddlers are also pretty miserable. They're cranky, they're hungry, they're tired, and Briar is doing everything she can, despite being pretty heavily pregnant at this point. She's in her second trimester, I think, and so she's trying to make some fruit salad, and she's also trying to take care of this baby alongside her 2 toddlers. Although it's crazy that they're now just down to 2 toddlers instead of 2, a baby and a child. Winthrop sent a gift? That's questionable. And here we go. Aureliana is aging up. Thank goodness she's a charmer. Oh, how cute. Okay, She's been a pretty good baby, so I feel like that actually kind of checks out. That's not a big deal. I want to give her some cute ginger hair, maybe something a little darker, kind of like her mom has. I don't know. We'll give it a go. We'll give it a try. But of course I want to give her a little bit of blush and a little bit of like freckles, just so she kind of looks a lot like her siblings. I think the freckles for this era are also good because we know that sun increases the pigmentation of freckles, and they are a laboring family. They spend time outside in the sun. We don't have sun protection. And so let's go ahead. Let's try these plants one more time. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous, guys. I don't know if this is gonna work out, but like, we gotta keep trying. Like, they're supposed to be a farming family. Also, I just realized how bad this house looks. Like, this is a disaster. Briar's passed out in the nursery. The plants also need taking care of. How do we already have weeding issues? Also, what is going on with his moodlets? What is happening? Is this a glitch? Is he stuck? Yeah, he's just walking back and forth. Oh, he's stuck. Okay, well, that's great. So we send him back to work, and now I'm gonna have to have Briar take care of the plants, which is great considering the fact that her mood is also kind of tanking at this point and not doing particularly well. So it does look like we definitely have a broken mod with the gardening. I'm gonna keep investigating that. I'm sure we'll figure it out at some point, but for now, that is where we are going to leave off today's episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and the Wortham family. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you did and you want to see more, don't forget to like and leave a little subscribe so you never miss a video. I'll see you next time. Bye, friends!